So if you saw last week's video about my April reset, you know I put a lot of effort into getting my ish together for the coming month. But that's not at all how this month started. Let's rewind to March 29th. I don't have a plan for this video. I just got back from vacation on Saturday. It's currently Tuesday. I spent all of Sunday basically being a blob on the couch. I spent yesterday getting back into some semblance of a routine. I feel like this Batgirl journey of mine has kind of stalled out, maybe because I was on vacation. I feel like I've just lost some motivation, lost my way. I guess I'm just gonna take you along on my week, see if I can kind of get my life back together. We're gonna find out what this video becomes together. It's like an adventure. So usually one of the first things I like to do when I feel kind of out of sorts and stuff is pretend that I feel great, because fake it till you make it, I guess. So I'm gonna put on some makeup. Got some eyebrows. I'm a bit of a brute with my makeup. I really don't use brushes much other than for eyeshadow. And then we end up with mascara everywhere. We do. I feel like I look slightly more human. All the makeup I use, by the way, is just cheap from the drugstore, because we ain't fancy here. And again, no brushes, because lazy. I also just don't have very nice brushes. I like to look at it as finger painting, but on my face. Now, I probably don't look that different, but the thing that'll really sell this, some lipstick. Honestly, I could have done nothing else and just put on lipstick. Probably would have been great. See, I'm a little sad about my hair being super faded from vacation from all the salt and sun, but the lipstick makes it look more red. Makes me look more red. I don't know. Just gotta wait for this hair to dry and I'll be set. So today, basically all I'm doing is trying to get back into my routine of work. I need to film a Q&A video for Patreon and take some Instagram photos and things like that. So yeah, just a working day. I actually have a new system that I just set up in Notion. It's like this daily log that I've built work sessions into, and I'm hoping that it'll help me stay a little bit more focused when I'm trying to work. And yeah, I don't know. Oh, look at that. Hello you. Yeah, I am slowly but surely using Notion more and more in my life to organize everything, and eventually I do actually want to share that with you. I want to actually do a little Notion tour and everything, but it's still like in progress. I'm still building the systems, so that'll be coming soon. So I just finished taking some pictures of my bullet journal for Instagram, and now I'm actually going to do a little bit of the April setup. Well, I need to choose books still, so I don't know what books I'm going to read yet for this month. I might decide that on Friday. In the meantime, I can fill in the tarot right here and some of the moon phases and stuff in the calendar. I just finished filming and editing the Q&A video that I made for Patreon, and now I'm just grabbing some lunch, just a sandwich and a Coke, nothing healthy. We're not being that girl today. Sometimes I just need to get food in my body so I can get back to work, you know? Anyways. So with lunch out of the way, let's like have a little chat right now. How am I feeling? I'm feeling discouraged, I think. We're now 3 months into my quote unquote that girl glow up, and I feel like I've like lost some of the motivation for it. I completely failed at building my habit this month. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, my whole idea was to try to build 12 months over 12 months is to try to build 12 habits over 12 months, focusing on building one habit per month throughout this year. The first one went so well. January was so good, which is shocking because it was to go out for walks, and I did that even though it was like minus 30 outside. It was amazing. And then February was to journal, and I did okay at it. I feel like I kind of did it often enough, but I wasn't always doing it because I wanted to. I was doing it because I felt like I had to, because of this, because I'm making the videos about it. So in a way that helped keep me accountable, but I don't know that it was quite as useful as I wanted it to be. So even that wasn't great. And then this month it was to try meditating every day, and I just didn't. That's it. I just didn't. I did it twice, I think, at the beginning, and then I was getting ready to go on vacation, so I was working really hard. I was scheduling all of my content and everything before I leave, and then I went on vacation for 2 weeks, and I was outside of my routine. I just didn't do it. I might just try again in April. Like, do I skip it and move on to the next thing? Because I had a list of habits I was going to try to build this year. I don't know what the game plan is going forward. I guess, honestly, I'm just here to say that, like, this is how it goes sometimes. I would love to sit here and make a video where everything is perfect and I built all these new habits and suddenly I'm perfect, but like, this, we know that that's not how things go. And I wanted to actually share that side of it, that sometimes you mess up, and I was gonna say, then you like fix it and move on, but even that is like still a little bit on the toxic positivity side. I don't have a plan. I just don't. I guess like you're here with me hanging out and we're gonna figure it out together. I have to do all of my April planning on Friday. Today's only Tuesday, so I've got some time to mull things over. Just feeling a little bit, I think, discouraged with like life in general, even career-wise. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I guess I don't think I've shared too much about like what I do on my channel. I think I've said before that I'm a designer, but if you don't know, I am a freelance graphic designer. So I have like a few common clients that come back to me on a semi-regular basis. So that's one way that I make money. And then the rest is actually this. I am a YouTuber. On top of that, I have 2 Etsy stores and Patreon. And so those are like my main sources of income. And it's hard. I feel like no one tells you this, but I don't know if I'm like allowed to say this. Like, I don't know if there's like YouTube police that are gonna be like, you can't tell people that, but like, I make like $20 a month. I know, right? I know I'm like still a small channel, but like, you don't make money doing this. I'm doing it because I think it's fun, and I guess that's part of it too. So obviously I wanted to try to make this video a little bit more about like that girl journey and everything, but I feel like I'm just having some sort of an existential crisis at the same time. So now we're just sharing about that too. I want to be a YouTuber. I think this is fun. I want to share more of my life. I like the connection that it brings. I love the conversation that happens in the comments, especially over on Patreon, where I have like a little bit more of a closer relationship with people. I love that, and it's so fun, and I want to keep doing this. But at the same time, it does not make me a lot of money, and you kind of need money. I'm trying to figure all that out. Am I going to solve that in a week? Probably not. But here we are. I just wanted to be like really honest with you and actually like share a little bit more about what I do and what my life is like. And I guess I've got kind of a starving artist vibe going on currently. That's where I'm at right now. I'll check in later and see how we're doing at the end of the week. See if anything's changed.
1 week later.
So it's been a week since I recorded all of that. Since then, I've done my monthly reset, done a bunch of house cleaning, gone out and actually saw some friends, and got some sunshine in my eyeballs, and I am feeling a lot more hopeful. I have decided to try again at building my meditation habit this month, as well as to try to get some movement in. Existential crisis-wise, I'm working on it. I feel better just knowing I'm going in some sort of a direction now and not just flailing hopelessly. If you want to see how I got my thoughts in order, be sure to check out my last video where I set up my bullet journal and Notion for April. If you gain nothing else from this video, hopefully you've at least seen that we all fluff up on occasion, and that's okay. Hopefully I'll have more uplifting things to share in coming videos. But until then, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.